I can't believe we are on week 3 already. And if you haven't already learned or know or understood the importance of vocabulary, I'm sure after we discuss and read and research this week, you will realize how important it is. I just went and checked because I was reading my first slide where it says that the English language consists of more than 180,000 words, and I thought, is that all? That is a lot of words our students have to learn. And in one of the dictionaries that I looked, the full entries were 171,476 words that are in current use, and almost 50,000 words that are obsolete. And then when we look at derivative words, and we come up with there were about 9,500. So a lot of words our students need to learn. So how in the world can I teach all those words? And what about our struggling readers? What about our students who need extra help? What are we going to do? And you're going to read through a few slides and learn a little bit more about our English language, thinking about the order of frequency in which our words are used. As a teacher, I think I have so many words, so much to do, and so little time. What do I concentrate on? So if you think about some of those 100 most frequently used words, those are in over 50% of the words that are used in a typical text. So therefore, I need to ensure that all my students are very familiar with those frequently used words. And I did include a link for you of 5,000 most frequent words. And, you can Google the different lists. There are many different. Cunningham has books and activities to go along with the most frequently used words. So I'd like to just remind you about that. And as you're thinking about vocabulary, what you can do for your struggling readers. So our objectives for Class 3, keeping in mind our title for 638C is really Special Project Reading Intervention in the area of vocabulary. So I'm asking you to examine a vocabulary program this week. Look at it, review it, and I've given you links. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. That certainly is one of the main objectives. And then thinking about and reviewing why vocabulary and word consciousness is a term you may have heard also, why that is so important for the success of our students in the area of reading. And you'll have time to read about the program in this particular session and look at Graves and Rosinski's research they have done. And I love Tim Rosinski, his instructional routine, and I have a document for you on Canvas to review. And then Graves' 4-point model, which is pretty simple, but Michael Graves has some good ideas. So as you read through Michael Graves' 4-part plan, what are your ideas? What are you thinking about? What do you disagree with? Just reflect and think about that. It's posted on Canvas in your materials folder. But also, remember, this week you are not doing a course activity. Therefore, you don't need to respond to all of the PowerPoint slides. But in your discussion, in your sharing, certainly you could talk about the Graves plan or Rosinski's materials that you review. In your classroom, I'm sure you have students who are struggling in reading. Is it because of vocabulary? When you do assessments, is that the missing piece that you notice, that you observe from your students? It's not always. Sometimes it's other pieces, but if it's vocabulary, what can you do? What are some intervention programs available in Harford County or the school district where you're teaching? And what do you know about them? So let's take some time this week to review some of those programs. One of the things I always consider, especially when I was reading specialist and thinking about the needs of the students, I need to think of the components of a multifaceted program. If it's just focusing on vocabulary, it may not be the best program. I feel that when an intervention model or program incorporates vocabulary, or that's one of the main focuses. For for instance, when I was using Making Meaning, which before they had the vocabulary component to their program, their intervention program, I found that it incorporated vocabulary, and that was a main focus for Making Meaning. And so students were learning vocabulary. It was reinforcing skills they needed. So let's just go ahead and look at your closure, thinking about some big ideas. And I do have your assignments, and you're looking at grades, 4-point plan, you're researching your vocabulary program, reviewing Rosinski's 4 steps, and then your article review, and that's basically that's replacing your core assignments for this week. So happy learning and happy researching. Have a great week.